What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Japes. In today's video, I have an apology to make. I know. I am currently 12 videos in and already doing an apology video. I have some words to get off my chest about a particular Sonic game. The most infamous Sonic game there is, Sonic the Hedgehog 2006. This game has been the laughingstock of so many people, and I unfortunately was one of them. I always slandered this game, not really giving it its fair chance, and I am here today to say I am sorry. I am one of those people that actually do like Sonic 06 after revisiting it, and I think it's about time that we give it the credit that it is due. So in this video, that is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go over everything that I love about the game and give you the reasons why I think it is truly held back in a very short amount of time. But first, again, gotta do the classic YouTube stuff. If you like this video, make sure to like it. If you are into Sonic content in general or nerdy things, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It would help a lot and I would greatly appreciate it. Without further ado, let's get into the reasons why I personally really like Sonic the Hedgehog 06. Okay, so before we start with the good things, we definitely have to talk about the bad things. This game is notorious and infamous for many reasons, and it would be wrong of me to just ignore them. I also want to preface, this is just my personal experience. I'm not really going off of what other people say or the development issues of the game or whatever the case may be. This is just my personal experience from playing the game recently. My biggest complaint, without a doubt, for this game is the loading time. This loading time is absolutely egregious. I cannot stand how whenever you go to the hub worlds and you talk to someone and you want to do a mission, there's a load time for the mission. Then you do the mission and there's a load time to get back to the NPC. And then once you get back to the NPC, there's a load time to go back to the hub world. It is infuriating how bad the loading times are in this game. It is by far the worst part about the game. I know a lot of people talk about the glitches, and there are definitely a lot of them. In the first act alone, I experienced a ton of glitches. There was a glitch where Sonic would ride on the whale back, and the whale would kind of just spaz out and go crazy, and it wouldn't fling Sonic over the gate where he needed to go to progress the stage. It was kind of a nightmare, but after that, I really didn't experience that many glitches. I mean, there was the occasional glitch that would just ruin like a perfect run where you get hit for absolutely no reason, or you fall off because of poorly choreographed level design. But other than that, I can't really say that there are any real gameplay issues. I mean, I know these are game-breaking issues to have in the first place, but let's just think for a second. If we got this game on current consoles, do you think that the hate would be as bad? Because most of it has to do with, again, like I said, the loading time and a lot of the glitches. So if they were to refine this game, I feel like this would be one of the best Sonic games to come out. Another reason why this game catches so much flack is because of the love story between Sonic and Elise. I am not here to go over the love story of Sonic and Elise. That has been done a million times. I, of course, don't like it that Sonic kisses Elise at the end of his story, and all of his story revolves around building the romance between this anthropomorphic hedgehog and a human woman. But I am here to talk about the positives because, again, I had a change of heart after not really liking the game so much. I definitely think that it is pretty good when you compare it to other Sonic games. And this is my experience because my girlfriend and I played all the Sonic games together recently, straight in a row in preparation for Sonic Shadow Generations. So when I compare it to other Sonic games on that list, Sonic 06 really isn't that bad. So with that being said, let's go over my reasons of why I think Sonic the Hedgehog 06 is actually a pretty good game. I can't really say that this game is really as unpolished as some of the other titles in the Sonic franchise. I mean, Sonic Heroes, one of my favorite games in the entire series, is loaded with cheap falls and cheap deaths where you feel like you're sliding off the stage sometimes when you really didn't have a say in it. And I wonder, where does the line get drawn, right? Why is Sonic Heroes regarded as one of the greats to many people of the Sonic community, whereas Sonic 06 is not? I think a lot of that has to do with the console that it came out on. The GameCube was not nearly as powerful as the Xbox and the PlayStation 3, and I think that there was a good expectation of those consoles to deliver a good gameplay experience and a consistent one. When we didn't get that, it was much more apparent than it would have been if it came out on a less powerful console. That's not excusing the game at all, because hypothetically speaking, the game should have been able to run on Xbox and PlayStation 3. What I'm saying is that there are a lot of issues with a lot of the Sonic games, and to be honest, I really don't think that the loading times, the glitches, or the frame rate makes this game so bad where you ignore all of the other good stuff in the game. Like, honestly, I think this story is one of the best stories we've gotten. I think the time travel story with Silver, introducing Silver in general, was one of the best parts about Sonic 06. I loved his character. I love getting to see Blaze again. I think Silver's story is amazing. It's so interesting to have a character that grew up in a time period where there was no one around. All he knows is a land of fire, if you would. And Iblis is the one that is destroying everything, and there's no way that he can defeat it. And basically he just seems hopeless. And then he's shown some hope, and he is determined to get his future in check and in balance. And I think that makes for a really good story. I, of course, have to talk about Shadow's campaign, because this is by far the best story. I think this is one of the best interpretations of Shadow that we've gotten in the series. I think a lot of people just kind of overlook it because it's a bad, or quote-unquote bad game. And you get some really good content. I loved the dynamic between Team Dark, where Omega realizes that he's actually the one that imprisons Shadow in the future. When all the humans turn against him, you can see how hurt Shadow is. Like, it's crazy how they were able to capture that emotion. I feel like we don't get that in Sonic games anymore. And when we do get emotional moments, quote unquote, they seem so rushed, so underdeveloped. But this has been developed since Sonic Heroes. No, not even. This has been developed since Sonic Adventure 2, his debut. 3 games later, we get the culmination of the relationship between Team Dark. It's incredible. And that was one of the best parts about that game. And I really feel like it just doesn't get enough credit.
Shadow? Even if you believe everyone in the world will be against you, know that I'll always remain by your side. Remember that.
I will.
He's left the past behind him like he did in Shadow the Hedgehog 05, and that story continues into his character in Sonic 06, which I love to see, because they easily could have just gotten rid of all the story that they did for Shadow in that game, making the dark edgelord that he is pre-Sonic Shadow generations, and really just destroyed his character. But I loved seeing that we got to see a Shadow from Sonic Heroes, from Shadow the Hedgehog 05, and all of that gets concluded in this story here, where he says, I don't care who turns on me, I'm going to fight like I always have. That moment is just incredible.
Risk your life for those who will persecute you later. If the world chooses to become my enemy, I will fight like I always have.
So Silver and Shadow's campaign are really good. I also want to talk about the good things in Sonic's story. And not even just story, the gameplay as well. Sonic's story was feasible. I, of course, hated that Elise got captured like all the time. She got captured like 4 times. Like, what are you doing, girl? Like, you just want to get captured at that point. Anyway, a lot of the characters in Sonic's story were really good. Tails was as confident as ever. I think it's just refreshing to see that retroactively, because in the later games, obviously, Tails is criminally destroyed, like character-wise. They have him cowering at Chaos Zero. You guys know all about it. I feel like every single character was characterized pretty well. Everyone seemed like themselves. No one was really out of place. There's not much I can say about this game that is bad for the characters. As for the stages, I think this is a pretty good selection. I wouldn't say that they're the best Sonic levels, but a lot of them have really good level design. And I hate that it gets dragged down just because of how slow the combat is or how clunky these characters move. If you look at the levels themselves though, a lot of them are designed pretty well. A lot of the times when I'm talking about great Sonic stages, I'm talking about the flow state. And this Sonic game constantly pushes you forward. I don't remember a single time where I was waiting around for a platform or waiting around for this and that. It always pushes you forward. The only exception to me probably is Aquatic Base, which was a lot more combat based. But other than that, even Silver, who is definitely objectively the slowest character, the levels still flowed pretty well. And I really have to appreciate that. But I think they sadly get overshadowed by the performance issues. I would really love to see this game come back to better consoles where they revamp it. Not even remake it. You don't even have to remaster it technically. I don't care about the graphics so much as the performance. If you can port this game with better performance, I definitely think the talk about Sonic 06 being the hated game that it is would transform into something a lot more positive. And I kind of want to give my 2 cents on that because I think that this was a really good game. I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed the level select that we had. I enjoyed the characters. To give a conclusion statement, I would say a lot of the Sonic games do struggle in that they have really good qualities that just get overshadowed by terrible performance issues or fine-tuning issues that could definitely be avoided. Like I said before, Sonic Heroes, how slippery it is. You have Sonic Colors, where it's mostly 2D in a 3D platformer. Just stuff like that overshadows how good some of these games really are. And Sonic 06 is definitely one of them. If you liked the video, give us a like. Comment on what you think about Sonic the Hedgehog 06. And definitely hit that subscribe button. I will be posting a lot more Sonic content like this. So if you're into that, again, you can hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. But that is all for today. I hope to see you in the next one. Take care.